Hello and welcome back to the Talos Principle 2. So, way to a new area, which, as you can see, is filled with rock formations of who I think an alias. I'm not actually sure at all exactly who it's supposed to be. But that's my guess. And yeah, did a couple puzzles. And it's a weird mechanic. It's a new one. But you know, just gotta learn how it works. That is how these things go. And yeah. Got a cat on my lap. He's moving around, making time for me to play, so that's great. Okay, kitty, sit still please. Also, one of these here. I guess I'll leave this in here. Oh, can I read that? Okay. Let's say Anthropos. Oh, that's completely broken. Huh. The Folly of Time from 42 Tales by Athanasius. Okay. Spirit time was saying to be as fed enough to Garia, for the old philosopher had asked questions to be forbidden. For man is more than dust, it said to him. Then I shall turn you back to dust, and my winds will disperse you to the far corners of the world. Thus you'll be nothing, and the questions will trouble me no more. And so time did, and Straton of Tagaria was nothing. For Straton's voice did not cease, and time was perplexed. All across its domain it searched for Straton. Yet he was nowhere to be found, only his books remained. And of these men made copies. And Straton's voice grew louder. Now time was furious. Straton laughed and laughed and laughed. From me to Athena. Dear Athena, Baron once asked me why we seem unable to perceive the dam. I asked him what he meant, and he said that people could not seem to grasp the dam as an object. They can be moved by the sight of a mountain or a gorge, but a dam seems insignificant to them. Look at it, he told me. Just look at it and try to understand that people made that. Try to really see it. It took me a while to fully understand what he meant. This conscious effort to one's mind. Kitty, you are really super cuddly right now, but I'm sorry, I can't see the screen if you do that. It takes conscious effort to open one's mind to the aesthetic beauty that is hidden in every human accomplishment, and further conscious effort to maintain this ability. If only we were capable of seeing this beauty by default, the world might be a very different place. But it seems the ancients had the same problem. Am I writing this for you, who may not even be reading these messages? Because today is one of those days when it feels like I'm the only one who sees that beauty. Try talking about it to Linux. I don't know. But while I admire her principles, she isn't open to a more poetic experience. Perhaps I just express myself awkwardly. I don't know. All I know is that it's hard to see something so beautiful and not be able to share it. Respectfully, Mitku. Okay. God, are you done moving around? That'd be nice. Just sit down, lay down, you know. Maybe that'd be nice. Alright. Permeability. Stop! If you go all over me, can you sit still? Just lay down, please. God. Right, you can know this. What to expect. Don't room that or anything. Didn't really what? But give it a go. Can't really see that now. Oh, but I can't just get in there, actually, I just realized. Okay. Okay, I can restart. Alright. So... Right, no. Okay. I can see that from there. That one. Things are in the way, as they tend to be sometimes. There we go. Okay, so now that I can do that, then what? Because I somehow need all the way over here. Is that doable? Nope. I feel like I can reach that. Like, okay. Just cause I can get. There's no other way to do anything. Is that? Big ol' hand. Yeah. How would this work? So that can be ordered. It's clearly not good enough. Oh, wait a second. Here's what I can do. I can get this thing down. I think it's both in down as well. But I guess we'll go for the wall. Yeah. I don't need both in there. Let's place that there. There we go. Okay. Yeah. To go for walls. That's important to remember. Alright. Not too bad. Just have to figure out a little trick to it.
I must admit, these truly are astonishing sights. But what on earth is any of it good for? Why not just let mountains be mountains?
Well, people make all kinds of stuff. Well, nature is. You stay in the same place for, you know, New Jerusalem. Why is there a city there? Let's have a little look around. Okay, I see that there. Okay, so we know what the stars are. One of them was a sprite. We saw the sprite before. And we have something there that I gotta remember. And that's the thing. What color is that? I don't see one. Alright. Okay. Item. One on there, is there? Yeah, what? There isn't one. Okay, that's what that's all about. Am I down here? Not seeing it? I don't know. Pretty sure I don't see one on there. Huh. I'm not sure what it's all about, but let's try about the data. Maybe it makes more sense when I get a laser going to it or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's not like it's pretty obvious what these are. Some platform. Oh, okay. You want some? Let's look at that real quick, I guess. Classic vehicle. This ancient vehicle expresses a stronger sense of aesthetics than most other artifacts of this time. Because at some point in ancient history, vehicle design was approached with a different mentality. Conveyance. Got a camera. Which we need to use. Okay, all kinds of stuff going on here. We also got you again. And this will be opened if I have something close to it. But I can't do that. Okay, what I could do is open that up there and then it's gonna do that. Alright. Does that do anything for me? Wait. Again, refocus them. Right, so, there we go. So if I do that, then I can take a damage. There we go. Alright. Use the camera there. 1, 2. This. It's all the way home. So let's grab that. Okay. So far so good. So let's do that if I want to. Okay, well, like, disconnect that. Okay, so I can do that. So I can get on here like that. Alright. I need a vet there. Okay. A vet is in here. How's that gonna work? Don't see any vets. No vets all here. Okay, so that will activate this thing. Interesting. So we can both deactivate things and activate things, right? Interesting. So that thing's on top. That'll just make it move right, yeah. Okay. Is it just it? Is there nothing else to it? Well. Stop. Oh, I see. That's can't just do that. Okay. Well, it's fine. Just gonna make it go back. I'm gonna use this to block it, I guess, but it's fine. We're not in a rush. It's kind of creepy just having these giant things around. Now I'm going to scan this at the end. There we go. Okay.
Good work. Keep going.
I will. Back to you. A warning. Okay. I've tried to remain silent on the development of our city to allow younger generations to find their own path. But I feel that now I must intervene. We have reached a dangerous inflection point. This physical reactionary belief in the goal of limiting our growth will lead directly to the creation of a class society. The foundations already exist. Do you think the leaders of the various pseudo-secret societies that lobbied for influence with the mayor subject to the same power cuts as the rest of you? Do you think the mayor has to worry about how much power he uses? Societies which have essentially no resources may be egalitarian in some sense. But society that produces insufficient resources, energy in our case, will inevitably evolve into a class society. History assures us of that. The true failure of our ancestors was not the impact on the ecosystem, which was phenomenal, I guess. But the failure to overcome primitive forms of resource distribution, allowing the fate to be determined by the interests of isolated elite groups, may not avoid the mistake by creating conditions for its repetition. I assure that no one is exempt from our power management and distribution plan. We all do this together. Yes, I totally believe that. I was expecting your scholarship. Banawaya, maybe? Banawaya? I'll take this seriously and think about it. Some people have to lead and others have to follow. That's only natural. And of course there should be a sense of being a leader. To encourage people. Banawaya is right. This is a future we must avoid. We can fall on avoiding the mistakes of the past. I disagree with Banamaya's historical analysis, but he is right that limiting growth will lead to an unjust society. Class society is forming, but to fight it we must protect all authority. What is effect? Maybe this isn't a bad thing. I don't think a class society is forming. A society without growth will be equal and balanced. Class society is forming, but we can stop that without embracing global technology. I would like to see how your argument about that would be. Protect all authority. Reading this again. Like this is, I think, going in like an anarchistic direction, which I'm not an expert on that, and I don't know if it's something I fully agree with. There are points to be made about it, but I don't know exactly whether or not it is the best way to like the best form of what do we call it, like society, I guess, in general, just society. Because I don't know the nuances enough to really say. So let's not go full in on that. I was just saying, yeah, no, I do agree with most of your points here, I guess. So yeah. $21K is encouraging to see that the value of freedom has not been entirely forgotten in Jerusalem. Society without resources is an unfree society. Only freedom can civilization truly thrive. anything else in here. To me, these statues don't look heavy. Burdened. Does that remind me of Atlas, who bore the celestial spears on his back? He seemed burdened, struggling with the weight of the world. Given what we heard the founder say about the gold, could it be that they meant to send a message? That taking on the fear of everything would also be a burden we may not be able to bear. Something in here with a star there. Seems to indicate I haven't read it. This is weird. Because these I think you should have read, right? Let's see anything I haven't looked at in here, so I don't know if it could be whatever. Just live with it. It's gonna annoy me though. This might lead to a triangle or something. Yeah. Let's not do that yet, of course. Alrighty, 1 to 5. Balance. Goes there. Seems I'll need one of the whatever those new ones are called that I don't remember right now. I'll need one of those. There's fans. Okay, so if I do that, so I turn the fans on. So I'm high enough to get up there. I need a block. So I've seen them down. Okay. Can't grab these. Always gotta check that with you at this point. How does this work though? I can't get in there. Can I just? Okay, I can't just grab this. Okay, never mind. I don't even need that one. Alright, well, that's simple. Okay, I think I see what I need to do here. Sorta, anyway. Maybe. Okay, wait. No. If I put you on that, you can still be seen now. So if I yeah. Well, what I want to do is, be able to see it from all the way on here. How do I get up there to myself? Hold on. Might need to finagle some things. There we go. Where? Oh, dang it. Let me disconnect you. Let me just connect. Hi. This is awkward. I connect you there. Right. Okay, not gonna work this out. There's a way I can do this. Just gotta figure out how. Yeah, I can't really stand down there. Right there, camera. Oh, it's too close. Disconnected. Like, I don't have a good way of getting that down. What would be the way to do this? I wanna... Okay, I can do that. Okay, I thought I couldn't do that before. Okay, so... I need a plug up here too, huh? That doesn't sound impossible to achieve. Does it? Ah, okay. Can I get up there? Can I grab you now? Are you stuck up there? What the? Oh, did I mess up? Might have messed up. Damn it. Ah, fuck. We just restarted. This seems so simple. But apparently it isn't. Okay. Okay. Gotta get there. Just yeah. Okay, so the first step is this. Dang it. Is this. Just, alright, other side. Let's get that to get the blocks. Okay, okay, so then what am I doing? Do that. Okay. Yeah, no. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay. Do that. Yeah. What I need to do is just grab that block there. There we go. That's all I had to do, and I didn't. Okay, I think we're okay now. So now you can see it. Okay. Yeah, no, just one little mistake. It happens sometimes. Okay. Alrighty.
Can I touch the bridge device?
You can, but should you?
Okay. Okay. We have made a fascinating discovery at one of the Founder's laboratories. Please join me at your earliest convenience.
Okay, I guess I will. You know, it's probably gonna have to go down here anyway. I'm up.
1K. Good that you're here. We've made a discovery. A functional somnodrome. It seems the founder perfected the design. I'm sure you've noticed my advisors, and Rand in particular, making quite a fuss about the potential of this device. Something about interfacing with one's subconscious self, as if such a thing could tell us anything new.
You may be right. I'm not sure what we could learn. You have a different opinion?
I am. I believe the founder has already taught us everything we need. As I see it, neither the Somnodrome nor the megastructure have anything to offer except a lesson in avoiding hubris. So, what should we do with it?
I thought the company would want this kind of thing buried. I'm going to plug in and find out myself. I think it's best we leave it well alone. What do you?
I've no doubt that's what my chief aide would prefer. My own view is the Somnodrome doesn't threaten us anything like this alleged theory of everything. So, if it pleases our researchers to explore this little side street, I'm happy to let them.
Well, I guess I'm gonna plug in then.
I'll watch to be sure you don't overload.
Alright. Shall we go first? Probably. Summon final. Results. It's funny, I suppose. For the longest time I wondered whether that old human self-hatred we somehow carried with us was Milton. Or he might have corrupted us, or overwhelmed us with his cynicism, with us being unfair. Whoever it is, it's not Milton, it's us. Still, the 6 years into solipsism hasn't been entirely for nothing. Somnodrome technology provides an excellent basis for a better way of directly interfacing with the normal project. Okay, so Milton, yeah, I probably would have known this if I had not watched the playthrough recently. Milton is the AI or something that you talk to sometimes in the first game. Like, he questions you about all kinds of things, like your philosophies and, you know, like all kinds of stuff on the computer terminals. Yeah, I don't think I would have remembered that if I hadn't, you know, I'm not allowed to leave right now. If I hadn't watched the playthrough, because yeah, I was like I would have been like, who the hell is Milton? But yeah. So there you go. Well, let's see what this is. Didn't go so well last time. Okay, but this time. Got an achievement. I couldn't read what that name was. It's like a weird name. But I got an achievement with a weird name. Yeah. It's like kind of island with fun beach music. Not what I was expecting. Is this a subconscious 1K? Speaking of terminals, it's just straight up a terminal from the first game, huh? Alright. Error. Launching debug mode. Done. It seems you've experienced a software error. Would like to access the emergency root menu? What's going on? Going up recognized. Help! Not recognized. Root menu. I am. Loading emergency root menu done. External device settings, force 1, Somnodrome 2, final.bar. Let me just see what else there is. External device settings. Okay, 70%, 73%. Intelligence medium, speed low, health high, rationalism high, humor low, conservatism low, Moralism low, brutalism low, reality medium, 164-bit, processor GF 968. What is going on with this? Edit settings. Inputs unlocked. Unlock editors? Yes. You try to make use of to their own device settings with result in infinite weakness and or omnipotence. There's only room for one card without here. Well, display settings. They're the same. Okay. Yeah. Wait, why do I store Facebook settings? Let me just. Okay, I don't have those choices now, huh? What if I try? Store Facebook settings will delete all user-created personality files. Don't be surprised if you encounter errors. Hey, so you want to restore back to my settings? I don't know if I want to do that. Force 17225, how bad. I don't know what this is gonna do. Starting the thing, checking something, okay, well, I need to do that. Okay. We want to look around now. What do I do now? Something like that. I can't use the computer anymore. Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. Okay. Milton. Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen here, but I imagine it's gonna be interesting. Hi there.
Oh, you're back. Didn't take you long.
This is very much what I was expecting to happen. I don't even notice it, do we? Oh, again, I missed you. Oh no, not you again. I knew you would come at me. Why left you behind? Well, I mean, yeah. Let's just play along for now, like we don't know what's going on. I mean, you know, this is Milton, I suppose. But he has taken on Elohim's name, so I'm not sure what to make of that, but yeah.
Yes, intrinsically. I'm what you might call a primordial element of the human psyche, an adjudicator of what is and what isn't.
What's it to me in my subconscious? If you say so. Somehow I doubt it.
I'm afraid I'm the best you've got. I am in fact a merged iteration of the two control programs which gave life to your kind, retaining, of course, the absolute best of both. That means I can tell you that everything's contradictory, nothing matters, and there's no moral difference between you and a frog.
Yeah,
but I can dress the whole thing up with a positive spin.
That's the exact kind of thing that Milton would say. You know. I don't hear the positive. I can't find a study life story.
You just plugged your noggin into an experimental, mind-altering device, and though you may be trapped in this recursive psychotic state talking to yourself, that can only mean that you're still alive. Now, what is your query?
Well, I mean, where do I come from? What can you do for me? Who am I? No small talk, I need answers to the big questions. Assuming it's all these? Guess we'll see.
You've executed some kind of software backdoor, and now you're reading and editing your own subconscious code as represented by this dialogue. I'd be careful if I were you. One bad for loop, and we'll be here forever.
Where do I come from?
The so-called real world. Personally, I prefer it in here, and not just because I'm unable to leave.
What can you do for me?
I can answer your queries in relatively plain language, based on what your subconscious knows. And I can drink margaritas subconsciously.
Well,
On one interpretive extreme, you are the universal life force of time itself, experiencing itself as a part instead of the whole. At the other extreme, you're a metal contraption referred to as 1K that thinks it's alive, but is basically a calculator.
no more small talk and deep answers to the big questions.
The machine we're plugged into is running low on power. There may only be time for one big question. What is your query?
Okay then. Should our people embrace growth or balance? What's the meaning of life? Is there universal moral law, and if so, what is it? What do I really want, and how can I get it? How can I become my best self? Suppose I ask something less cliche. Kinda want to say that one, but I'm gonna go for it.
Yes, to a limit.
Okay. The alien life forms. It's like binary is real. Is this simulation? What question would you ask if you were me? Actually, let me tell you something. Actually, I want to go back to the cliches. Actually, I have no idea what to ask. Something tells me I'm not gonna get a whole lot of answers
Whatever you want.
anyway. Regardless of what I say here.
Yes, to a limit. I am you. So I would probably ask that one. But that's only going to land us in an infinite regression, so I'd better pick something else. How about I just tell you about the big one? As it turns out, there is a foundational moral code built into us.
Please go on. There's a but coming. I'm skeptical.
Of course there is. The catch is that while the moral code is simple, the calculations needed to apply it become infinitely complex.
But what is this code? So this tells me how?
Here's the secret. Every living creature is a compiler of the moral code. Your compiler can't give you a rule set for what's good, but it can tell you when there's bugs.
Still waiting to hear something concrete. I think I understand. Could you elaborate just a little more?
You came here to ask the big question. This is my answer. Your capacity for reason and compassion is your moral compiler. The only rule is to live by it. Has that resolved your query?
Yes, I'm ready to go back where I came from. Yes, but I want to discuss this further. No, but I'm ready to go back to where I came from. No, I want to discuss this further. You with
I
me?
expected no less. What is your query?
Okay, sure rules of human rights or the greater good trump subjective compassion. If we build with moral compilers, how do you explain moral disagreement? Is this just a fancy way of saying be kind to others? How should we know we are being reasonable and compassionate in the right way? If compassion is what matters, isn't this just relativism? Let's apply this code. Should we treat folks as morally equal to humans? I think Milton literally asked the same thing. Like, again, like, I just recently, watched the playthrough, and I think, and I'm not sure if it was frogs, but I think maybe it was even frogs, but something very similar to that. It's kind of interesting. Why does a small quote of yours derive as authority? Why should I care? Yeah, this... What is this?
Moral disagreement comes in two shapes, mistaken and extra mistaken. Some of the time, people are acting from compassion, but with bad reasoning. But most of the time, it's because someone thinks that what's right for them must be right for everyone else.
What's right for me is what's right for everyone. Yeah. I agree. We have to trust our own moral compilers, even if they give different answers. I'll buy any of this. But how can I know my decision is the right one?
Then let's tackle the big question. A trolley will collide with someone, but who should it hit? Your compiler is telling you both options are bad, so which should you choose? Many moral questions have universally agreeable answers, but some stubbornly trend to infinity. Some, the more you zoom into them, the more wild the outcomes become. Is it right to love someone who's done terrible things? Which of the children should I sacrifice to the trolley god? These aren't the sorts of questions we can solve with a rule. We just have to trust the outcome of our moral compilers.
It's quite the quote there. One of our children should be sacrificed to the trolley god. It's a good quote. Out of context, like what the hell? Yeah. Do you have some kind of metaphor that could help me understand this? Find three answers. I find out this now. I'll keep talking as long as I can, just because this is interesting.
Suppose there's a river we need to cross. Suppose I gave you a map. If you tried to cross that river before reading the map, you'd be chest deep in water when there's a bridge around the bend. But if you tried to cross by looking at the map instead of the river, you'd already be dragged 3 miles out to sea. But you'd never ask, how should I know when to trust the map or the river? Because all you need to trust is that your feet are getting wet. And you wouldn't tell people not to cross at the ford just because you decided to cross at the bridge. Now, has that resolved your query?
Sure, I guess.
Of course. Looks like we're running out of power. Good luck getting anyone out there to believe you. Terminating Somnodrome _V2_final_final.bat.
Okay then.
$1K, are you all right?
I think so. I don't know. No, I mean, no. I think I might be a little overloaded. I don't know.
You must have gone quite deep. Nothing came through on the stream. And I'm no expert, but I think the Somnodrome is fried. So whatever's in your head is all we're going to get. I can only imagine how terribly curious everyone will be about what you've experienced. And they'll all be convinced that whatever it is, it'll work in their favor. Strange, isn't it? Everyone wanting you to tell them whatever they want to hear. I'm glad not to be the one in that position just this once.
What are you doing? Let's think about this. Are you curious, Joan?
A little, if I'm honest. But I'll be reading reports on this for the next 6 months. So if it's all the same with you, I'll contain my curiosity. Now, I won't keep you from your work any longer.
I want them. Is there anything else in here? Not here.
One key. What did you see inside the Somnodrome?
I don't know what you're talking about. I went to sleep and spoke to something.
Fascinating. What did it tell you?
Check with reason and compassion. Software model compiler. I keep wanting to say compiler for some reason, I don't know why. That how we should act is relative to who we are. They can achieve almost anything they faith themselves. The morality is more nuanced than the rules we use to describe it. That we are connected intuitively to what's right and wrong. Or at least nonsense. Mostly. I remember. Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand, but the subconscious is hardly my expertise. That the Somnodrome worked at all is already remarkable. What matters now is that we download the data packet from your memory and share it as widely as possible. It may upset some people, but everyone has the right to form their own opinions.
I tend to agree. I'm not sure that's a good idea. What if it's misinterpreted? What if it upsets people? What if people take it too seriously? I need to think about this.
That's a risk we have to take. For all we know, New Jerusalem is already doomed. We can't predict how our actions will change the future. You have to trust in your belief that more knowledge is better than less. The best survival strategy we have is understanding the world we live in.
Sure.
Good. There's one more thing. Do you have an opinion on the meaning of your experience in the Somnodrome?
Yes, I believe the message was especially true. I believe the message was essentially garbled. No, I have no judgment. I mean, I guess I do.
It would be good if you kept that opinion to yourself. The scientific method demands rigorous objectivity. For this data to have any value at all, it's essential we examine it without preconceived notions of what it means. Cryer is setting up a live event so you can formally address the people on this matter. When you're ready, we'll all be watching.
Okay, just still... I'll make sure I didn't miss anything here. Anything else? Oh yeah, there's stuff in there. Oh, okay. Maybe a bunch of rocks. Okay. Yeah, project 12. Another cable stuff. Not synthesis, but creation. Cornelius would be so excited. Just confirm underlying patterns. From Benawaya. Misanthropy. Dear Athena, you asked me about the persistent stain of misanthropy in human culture. It's a complicated topic that has come up multiple times in my research. Here's my best attempt at a short, cohesive answer. I think our ancestors, like ourselves, were deeply invested in the idea of building and transforming their environment. They found meaning and pleasure in this, and not perceive it as a negative, so long as they had a sense of participating in this act. I think the reason that they so frequently reach for a romantic return to the past, to fantasies of living self-sufficiently. Yes, in real environments. It's not because they rejected industrial scale activity per se, but because the return to the land provided a fantasy of returning to a form of participation that had been lost. They needed and wanted to build, create, and produce, but only if they felt they had a stake in what they were producing. Without that, the projects of civilization began to seem like an alien force constantly spreading out across the world and ruining it. They needed a dream, and if the future was part to them, then by necessity they must dream of the past. Hope you and Cornelius are well. You'll be coming to Hypatia's new exhibition. I know you have much on your mind, but you are missing out on a lot of exciting new cultural developments. Who could have thought, in those early days, that one day there would be so many of us that the arts would start to flourish again? Much love, Benawaya. Vina says, I went back and found this message after all these years because something about it had lost in my mind. I wasn't ready to understand it back then because I needed to be a leader, but maybe that was the problem. It should have been our dream, not mine alone. Atlas 2. How Atlas cast off the world. From the Atlas Variations by Venasius something. For a billion years, Atlas had borne the weight of the world on his back. The old Titan was tired of the responsibility and tired of his labor of ages not being appreciated. Why did the mortals not understand that his work was the foundation of all he did? Finally, he'd had enough. With one swift move, he swept off the cosmos. Now they'd see. But the cosmos went on rolling through infinity, leaving Atlas behind. The mortals went about their business, hardly noticing his absence. He was astonished. Had the world never needed him in the first place? Had all his toil been for nothing? So he turned his back on all mortal matters, and instead set himself to discovering the secrets of eternity. Only after many long years had passed did the cosmos, in its endless cycles, pass by through his domain once more. And once and only then did Atlas and the mortals realize that they had missed each other, and each was lesser without the other. And so Atlas no longer carried the cosmos, instead he embraced it. Okay. Anything else? Oh, why do I think there was more dolls in there? Only 2 actually. Weird. I thought there was like more somehow. Okay, yes, I guess that was it. Okay, I just like. It does seem like there was so much in here, maybe. Yeah, but no, not more than anywhere else, really. Okay. All right. Well, that was something. Not quite sure what to make of all that, but you know. Yeah. Nope. Hey.
1K. The people want to know what data you gathered from the Somnodrome. We're all set up for you to talk to them live.
Should we do this now? I'm at now. You know what, let's just do it.
Attention, citizens of New Jerusalem. I'm here with 1K, the first of our kind to use a functioning Somnodrome. Tell us, 1K, what did you see inside?
Box mostly, a deity, an old self, some kind of subtlety, everything, nothing, a dream, manifestation of a conceptual system. Huh. My own self.
Well, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say you're handling it with remarkable cool. But let's not keep people in suspense. The only evidence of what happened inside that machine is the data stored in your memory banks. Our audience wants to know, what did you learn? And will you share that data?
I don't remember much. There's no data to share. The machine was malfunctioning, the data is useless. I've been advised to direct all inquiries to the government. Transmitting data to Rand. Only a fast caller can make sense of what I saw. Transmitting the data to everyone. Transmitting the data to Linux. Only the flight engineers could make sense of what I saw. Scientists experience mine alone. Once you have anyone. Turn the data to Helga just to see what she does with it. What's out there again? Sure.
I'm seeing this at the same time you are at home. Something about our moral compiler. The value of compassion and understanding. I don't know what to make of this. 1K, any comment?
This data has some important truths to teach us. People should draw their own conclusions on what this means. When data is misleading, we shouldn't take it face value. Yeah.
1K is right. When our ancestors discovered conductance, they didn't freeze for fear of electrocution. They imagined electronic life and created us. We will approach this data and any other discoveries with that same spirit of curiosity and objectivity.
There you have it, folks. A lot here to digest. We'll have further updates on the situation as it develops.
Alright then. I didn't know if there's gonna be such a thing going in there. But yeah, well, there you go. I am quite curious what the other things you could have talked about would lead to. I kinda, you know, just kinda said whatever and was like led into that route, I guess. Whether or not that's what I truly wanted to ask about, probably not. But I don't really know what I wanted to ask about because we only get one thing to ask about, it seems. So yeah. Like some of them I was like, well, I feel like the answer is gonna be more or less it's up to you. It's like it's you know, personal, which is, I guess, not what you would hope to be the answer, you know what I mean? But that's kind of how it feels like when, you know, like when media seems to be like, hey, what is the meaning of life, you know, what is the meaning of anything, you know, whatever. It always seems to kind of be like meaning of love, meaning, you know, of life, what is, you know, is there God, you know, all these things, all these big questions is more like, well, we don't really know, it's up to you, you gotta figure it out yourself, there's not really an answer, you know. And I feel like that's probably where those questions would have probably led, is my guess. Like the question about, you know, morality and, you know, where you should go and what you should do and who is right and who is wrong. It's also somewhat there, but it went a slightly different direction, I suppose, than I was expecting. So maybe the other ones would have had more to them. I am really curious what the other ones would be, but you know, well, I guess we play Valio. Choose different answers if you wanna play the whole game again. I don't know. Maybe you can make a save before and go there. I don't know. Can you make saves? Can you restore save points in this game? I don't know. Maybe, I have no idea. Anyway, well, I mean, I only did like 3 puzzles today, so not a whole lot more than last time, but you know, that was an interesting part for sure, so you know, I don't mind. But yeah, guess we'll tackle the last ones next time. Well, at least these 3. There's the triangles and there's the stars. I mean, I don't know if I can do everything in one go. Depends on how much distracts me, which is tends to be a lot in this game, you know. But yeah. Like, I was supposed to be Atlas then? Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, because We have talked and heard about Atlas now a few times. I don't know. Yeah. Alright, that's it. Yeah. Lots to think about. Alright, see ya.